I'm gonna be on your ass. I'm gonna be on your ass, boy. I'm gonna be on your ass. Pull all that front. Y'all better go back there, cause y'all don't want none of that shit. Y'all don't want none of that shit. Y'all better back the fuck up. Back
Woo! I told you.
CMD Boxing Report, Ronan Higg reporting here, and I'm back at it for the boxing fanatics. Alright, man, so wow. Wilder vs. Stivernr 2, the rematch, man. So damn, what a night of boxing, you know. I did catch the rest of the fights that was on yesterday, like the fight with Dimitri Bivol versus Trent Broadhurst, and Lipinet's fight versus Kondo. Is that his name? Yeah, Kondo. Like a condo apartment. Right along with the Sean Porter versus Adrian Granado's fight, man. I'll tell you, last night, man, it was a pretty good night of boxing. But however, I wasn't able, you know, to do any videos because let me tell y'all, I was feeling down. Okay, I mean, I was sick. All right, so I mean, I just couldn't find the strength, you know, to get up and start recording videos. So I'm starting off with this one here, the Deontay Wilder fight, and the only reason why is because, you know, Wilder is one of the biggest topics in boxing, you know, today, and we all knows why, so there's no need for me to, you know, explain the whole thing. So however, the blaming game, all right, that's on Wilder right now is just atrocious. All right, so he knocked out Stivernr in the first round, and now people are blaming this dude Wilder just because he took on someone who was his mandatory and someone who has not been fighting for like what, 2 years now. However, I mean, the evidence is right there. That is not Wilder's fault. Okay, I mean, hey, he was Wilder's mandatory. You know, it's not like Wilder made the WBC make Stivernr his mandatory. Okay, we have to look at the evidence. I mean, Stivernr's promoter is who? Don King. And with Don King, stuff like that always happen. But hey, like I said, I'm not trying to start anything, but once again, the evidence is there. That wasn't his fault. However, Wilder, he was trying to avoid that fight with taking a fight with Luis Ortiz, but we all knows how that went. But however, that's still Wilder's fault. So, you know, really, man, you know, that stuff is really out of his control. You know, just like with the Luis Ortiz fight, how he came up dirty. Well, I wouldn't say dirty, but with some masking drugs. And, you know, the fight was canceled by the WBC, not by Wilder. I mean, Wilder admitted that he was trying to still make this fight by paying Luis Ortiz out of his own pockets, all right, to move on with the fight. Now, if he wanted to, he could have had a non-title bout with Luis Ortiz. But if you look at it this way, let's say if he did take on Luis Ortiz and he ended up beating Luis Ortiz, either by decision or by knockout, Wilder still would have gotten no credit. First thing people would have said was that, oh, well, he took on a guy with high blood pressure, you know, an old dude. I mean, people would have came out the woodwork admitting that Luis Ortiz is old as dirt, okay? So, yeah, they would have been like, well, yeah, man, he's like, what, 48, 49? He has, you know, high blood pressure. Yeah, Wilder should have taken him on when Luis Ortiz called him out 3 or 4 years ago. But 3 or 4 years ago, if he's 48, 3 or 4 years ago, he would have been, what, 47, 44? You know, come on. But however, you know, it's just scary how, you know, it's so much concrete evidence here that goes on in boxing with Wilder's opponents, with who is it, Povetkin, and I can't pronounce the other guy, Warwick, and now Ortiz. However, you know, people still blame Wilder. It's like, you know, people, you know, they can't use their own mind, all right? You know, they can't sit down and just look at the evidence, the concrete evidence that's there right in front of them. You know, they have to listen to what a serpent tells them, and they'll go with that. You know, it's just like going to church. Now, I believe in God, all right? I do attend a church. However, like when you go to a church, though, you know, you'll, you know, sit down, listen to the pastor, and the pastor will tell you that God, he is so merciful, so graceful, and, you know, he's so forgiving. However, like when you read the Bible, you know, you don't see any of that. It's way totally different than what the pastor tells you. Now, the pastor will tell you, you know, come on up here and, you know, let me bless you and God will forgive you. And then, you'll pay the pastor's church and all that, come up there, give him your dues and everything because you believe that God had forgiven you. Now, when you read the Bible, okay, and you sees what happened, how Adam and Eve had sinned, what did God do? He kicked both of them out of the Garden of Eden. Now, if he was a forgiving God, he would have forgave Adam and Eve and let them stay inside the garden, but that wasn't the case. All right, they sinned, he kicked them both out. All right, and even when God had created what's his name, Satan. At the time, that wasn't his name, but when he had created him and he betrayed God, what did God do? Kicked Satan out of heaven, him and his followers. Okay, so that don't sound too much like a forgiving God to me. All right, so. But when you go to church, you hear a different story and you believe what the pastor tells you instead of what you have read in the Bible and go by that. All right. But, that's the same thing with Deontay Wilder. It's like no one has a mind of their own. All right. You sit there, you see the concrete evidence, you see that this dude is trying to take on fighters. He's calling people out. Every time he tries to make those fights, what end up happening? These guys end up failing tests, all right? Test after test. So, he still gets blamed for it. Now, that's just scary. Now, before this fight here, all right, we all know that he called out Anthony Joshua. Yeah, that's the fight we all wants to see. But, of course, we all going to have to wait, all right? I mean, it's going to have to marinate just a little bit. I mean, I had watched this little mini documentary on Deontay Wilder. I believe it was on this fight here, I believe, all right? When he was walking through New York, and it was like no one really recognized him. But, I mean, who cares about that? I mean, not everyone is into boxing. I mean, I watch football, but not like that. I mean, I remember there was a football player walking through Philadelphia. I had no idea who the heck he was. I mean, a lot of other people did, but not me. And I'll never forget there was a 76er walking through the Cherry Hill Mall. All right, some people just seen him as a tall dude. Not everyone recognized this dude as one of the 76ers. So the 76ers is a pretty big team, over here in Jersey. That's all we had because the Jersey Nets, well, they left. And plus, they was up there in North Jersey, down here in South Jersey, all we get is Philadelphia stations. But anyways, they're trying to say, well, he's not really well known, so the Anthony Joshua fight can't really happen. But that's a BS because Felix Tito Trinidad, he wasn't well known like Oscar De La Hoya was, and the fight still happened. Hey, now it was after he defeated Oscar De La Hoya, Trinidad became well known. So, hey. That's how it works in this boxing match, right? And that's how it works in, I guess, in the limelight period. I mean, if you have a rapper coming out and no one knows who he is, that rapper will go after another well-known rapper, all right, just to get popularity. Same thing on YouTube. You see some of these new channels going out on, the much bigger channels, dissing them and whatnot, create controversy. Hey, controversy sells, and that's how these guys get their subs, not me, because I'm not down with the beef. So, but anyways, that's just the way it goes. Now, of course, I believe that the fight will happen. Now, it's not when we want it to happen. It'll probably happen, in 2018 or probably 2019. Okay, I mean, we all know that Anthony Joshua is still riding off his success over Vladimir Klitschko. All right, so they're gonna try and make that last long as they can. I mean, I say about 2 years, maybe. I mean, it was like that with Felix Trinidad. He was champion for like 2 years. He had a pretty good run. Same thing with Jermaine Teller. He had a pretty good run for 2 years before he got starched by Kelly Pavlik. And same thing with Hopkins. I mean, he was undisputed champion for 2 years before he was like controversially robbed by Teller. I know that I went over Teller already, but still, I mean, you have some whose train lasts a little longer. Some of it lasts until their retirement, some don't. But hey, this is just, something we have to ride along with, okay? Until the train come this way, hey, you're gonna have to wait, all right? I mean, the fight will happen. And the way Deontay Wilder looks at the age of 32, let me tell you, Roy Jones did not look as fast as Deontay Wilder at 32. All right, means I believe that Roy Jones, all that speed and stuff he had, that was altered. You know, there is a way you can alter your speed. All right, and what Deontay Wilder has, I mean, he's still fast. You know, talking about speed, I remember it was when Muhammad Ali and a few other great boxers had came up in the ring. I forget what fight it was, but they were having some type of special where they had all the great heavyweights come up, ones from the past. And when Joe Frazier jumped up in the ring, you know, it was all fun and games. Ali started dancing around and Joe Frazier was dancing with him, and Ali was throwing some quick ass jabs, yo, and rights. I believe Ali was about what, 56, 58 at that time, and he was still fast. All right, so if you're born with speed, hey, it's there, you know, forever. But if it's altered like Roy Jones was, you know, hey, you know, I guess you'll go back to your normal speed as you age. Now, I also realizes that Deontay Wilder is being compared to some of the old guys. Like, you know, would he have won a fight with Mike Tyson or Lennox Lewis? Same thing with Anthony Joshua, where he had won a fight with Mike Tyson or Lennox Lewis. Now, I remember watching this show with Mike Tyson, and these guys had asked him if he can beat some of these, you know, fighters today. And Tyson said, you know, well, it's different than when it was when I was champion. You know, I can't come out and say, yes, I'll win against these guys. You know, he said that today's boxers are way better than yesterday's boxers. He said, you know, you might not see it, but it is. He said, you know, today boxers, you know, they have all these vitamins and supplements to take, when back in his day, they didn't have that. You know, they had to go off of pure endurance, all right, training and whatnot. You know, it wasn't like they had all them vitamins and other supplements, you know. So he was saying he don't know if he could beat any of these top fighters today, if, you know, he was in his prime today. So, but anyways, you know, back to Deontay Wilder. Now, I understand this is his time to shine and all, but I noticed that there's another fighter, okay, that walks the same path with Deontay Wilder, okay, and that fighter is Errol Spence Jr., okay. See, you notice how Deontay Wilder's opponents always come up dirty, like before the fight. It's always some type of controversy. Well, with Errol Spence, you know, his like future opponents, all right, opponents they know will have to face him, they always, you know, they're not testing positive, but they're always getting, you know, hurt. All right, now we had Keith Thurman with the elbow injury. Now it could be real, I don't know. However, he knew that he was going to end up facing Errol Spence, and now we just had, who was it? Oh, Sean Porter, okay, say he broke his hand. So how long he's going to be out, okay? And for Danny Garcia, I mean, he hasn't made like any injuries yet. However, I truly believe he'll come up with one. He'll probably say, oh, well, I have to have an operation on my foot, have to get the extra toe removed, this, that, and the third. You know, it's always something before someone fights Errol Spence or Deontay Wilder. So damn, man. So we got two fighters, all right, in the same era, all right, who people fear to fight. Crazy, you know. It's just crazy. Now, with this Deontay Wilder thing, you know, he was at the press conference with that big fur coat on and everything, you know, looking all pimped out. He was stating that he hopes that this fight between him and Anthony Joshua, you know, don't become another Lennox Lewis versus Riddick Bowe thing. And, you know, I said the same exact thing, all right? That fight never got made. I mean, Riddick Bowe, instead of taking on Lennox Lewis, he decided to trash the belt. Wow, big pussy, you know, damn. So he's hoping that don't happen. I mean, I really can't see Anthony Joshua trashing all them belts, because to be frank with you, Anthony Joshua wants this fight with Wilder. All right, he wants this fight. It's his promoter who don't wants to fight right now. All right, because right now, hey, Anthony Joshua is bringing in the pounds. Okay, that's what they say over there, you know, over in the UK. Over here we say the money, but he's bringing in the pounds. You know, that's his pound cow, I should say, not cash cow, pound cow. All right, damn, it's like Bloods and Crips. Over here we say cash. There they use the B word or the P word. Yeah, pound. Pound cow. That's his cash cow right now. So, you know, he's going to ride off of that as long as he can, because maybe in his mind his fighter really don't stand a chance against Wilder. You know, who knows? So anyways, that's my takes on this. CMD Boxing Reports. I'll catch you guys on the next one.